The honey badger charges straight into danger. It does not avoid it, hesitate, or show fear. Predators many times larger, all are challenged. It is not speed, it is not size, it is relentless determination. What makes the entire savanna wary of this fearless warrior? Across the arid savanna, a beehive is a concentrated source of energy that few species dare to approach. But for the honey badger, it is a familiar target, closely tied to its instincts and unique preference. Honey provides a high level of natural sugar, helping it recover quickly after long journeys. Meanwhile, the larvae inside offer a dense source of protein and fat, forming the foundation for muscle strength and sustained endurance in uneven encounters. What stands out is not just the food itself, but how it is found. The honey badger remembers locations, tracks the hive's cycle, and returns at the precise moment when the nutritional value peaks, a rare combination of instinct and memory. As it approaches, the bees immediately swarm out in dense numbers, forming a strong defensive barrier. But the honey badger does not stop. With its thick skin and remarkable tolerance, it persists, digging and clawing, gradually creating a path toward the center of the hive. In the end, the hive is broken open. The reward is revealed beneath layers of golden wax. In the wild, not every food source is easy to reach. Only those with enough persistence and adaptability can access its true value. Across the open landscapes of Africa, the ostrich stands as a symbol of raw power and speed. An adult can weigh up to 300 pounds, with long legs capable of delivering kicks that make many predators think twice. Even the honey badger is no exception when facing it directly. But in the wild, opportunity rarely comes from direct confrontation. It emerges from moments of absence. When the ostrich leaves its nest to forage, its protection disappears, and that is when a gray-white head quietly rises from the low grass. Sensing the unguarded nest, the honey badger moves in quickly. Ostrich eggs are large, with shells thick and tough like natural armor. Yet with sharp claws measuring over 2 inches, it persistently scratches, gradually creating the first cracks across the surface. Before long, the shell begins to weaken. As the opening forms, the nutrients inside are quickly taken before the surroundings can shift again. In the wild, not every success comes from direct strength. Sometimes, careful observation and precise timing are what truly shape the balance of survival. Across the vast savanna, the lion stands as a symbol of muscular strength and authority. An adult can weigh over 400 pounds, with powerful jaws and the ability to dominate most rivals within its territory. Most of its encounters unfold directly, relying on strength to bring them to a swift conclusion. But not every opponent follows that pattern. The honey badger, with a body only a fraction of that weight, chooses instead to become a challenge that even a top predator must consider carefully. When a pride of lions closes in on a honey badger mother and her young, she does not retreat. Instead, she moves forward, issuing sharp warnings and repeatedly targeting the legs of her opponents, shifting position while continuing to deter them. Driven by maternal instinct, her response becomes even more intense, despite the overwhelming difference in size. Yet over time, the advantage gradually shifts to the lions, with their greater numbers and weight. The mother continues to hold her ground, but cannot reverse the situation. In the end, she is left facing a harsh outcome that persistence alone cannot change. In the wild, courage may extend a confrontation, but differences in scale often shape the final result. In the wild, where many species avoid venomous hunters like cobras and scorpions, the honey badger treats them as familiar snacks. When it encounters a venomous snake, a creature capable of bringing down much larger animals in a short time, the honey badger shows no hesitation. Sensing the threat from this persistent predator, the snake attempts to climb a tree to escape, but it misjudges the situation. The honey badger is not only strong, but also an excellent climber. Without pause, it follows closely and climbs after it. Cornered, the snake loses its grip and falls to the ground. In an instant, the honey badger rushes down after it. During the struggle, the snake still manages to bite and deliver its venom. Yet even as the toxin takes effect, the honey badger delivers a decisive bite, bringing the encounter to an end. Snakes are not the only ones on its menu. Scorpions, armed with a tail that delivers a paralyzing sting, are also part of its diet. When facing them, the honey badger shows a calculated approach. It engages and provokes, allowing the scorpion to react and strike. At the right moment, it moves in, pinning its target and quickly ending the interaction. However, tolerance to venom does not mean the honey badger is completely unaffected. When the amount builds up, its body can still enter a temporary state of immobility. It may collapse beside its prey, lying still as if lifeless. But this is only when its body is quietly processing the toxin. After a few hours, the honey badger gradually recovers, then resumes its unfinished meal before continuing on its next search for food. As the dry season stretches on, a tortoise moves slowly across the scorching ground. With a thick shell like natural armor, it is rarely threatened directly. At the first sign of danger, its entire body retracts, turning into a living fortress that is difficult to penetrate. Most predators would quickly pass over such a target, but the honey badger does not. It does not seek easy prey, it chooses greater challenges. Facing the sealed shell, the honey badger does not rush. It uses its strong claws to repeatedly work at the joints, where the protection may be weaker. When no clear weakness is found, it shifts its approach. With powerful jaws, it continues applying pressure to the shell, bit by bit, without stopping. This is not a quick encounter, but a test of patience. It persists, gripping and prying, until the defense gradually gives way, revealing the nutrients inside. With enough time and persistence, even the strongest defenses can be overcome. In the wild, the leopard represents speed and precision. With a lean, powerful body and decisive strikes, it is a constant threat to many herbivores. Once it selects a target, escape is rare. But when the opponent is a honey badger, things are no longer simple. This is not a quick hunt, but an energy-draining confrontation. Out on the grassland, the honey badger shows no retreat. It bares its teeth and issues sharp warnings, attempting to apply pressure to the legs and underside of its opponent. The leopard uses its stride advantage and sharp claws to deliver repeated attacks. But at that very moment, another honey badger suddenly rushes in. The unexpected arrival forces the leopard to release its hold and step back. At the edge of the clearing, the predator pauses for a moment as the opportunity slips away. In the wild, strength does not always decide everything. Sometimes persistence and coordination are what shift the outcome. In Africa, hyenas are known for their ability to take over prey from others. With powerful jaws and coordinated group tactics, they often cause many rivals to hesitate. Their persistence is a key instinct that allows them to survive in a highly competitive environment. But when the opponent is a honey badger, the encounter takes on a very different tone. The usual sense of dominance fades as the group becomes cautious around a much smaller animal that refuses to back down. Several hyenas form a loose circle, applying pressure from multiple directions. They continue to probe, looking for a chance to move in. But the distance is not easily closed. Every advance meets firm resistance. The honey badger does not wait. It moves forward, targeting the legs, the vulnerable point in movement. These sudden close-range actions disrupt the hyena's formation, making it difficult for them to maintain a stable surround. The presence of this relentless challenger shifts the familiar balance. What could have been a simple hunt turns into a costly and uncertain situation. In the end, as the advantage becomes unclear, the hyenas gradually spread out and withdraw. Prairie rodents are masters of concealment. Their deep and complex burrow systems can stretch for dozens of feet, with multiple escape routes arranged like an underground maze. This serves as a layer of defense that protects them from most surface predators. But for the honey badger, the soil is only a temporary cover. With a keen sense of smell, it can pinpoint the exact location of its target, even when hidden deep below. Once detected, the action begins immediately. Its claws dig rapidly, breaking through the ground and quickly closing the distance. Under pressure, the rodent is forced to surface. In that instant, the honey badger reacts without hesitation, moving in pursuit. The rodent rushes into thick brush, using natural cover to seek escape. But the honey badger does not stop. It pushes through the sharp thorns, staying close to its target. The encounter concludes swiftly. With its ability to uncover what lies hidden, the honey badger turns both underground tunnels and dense brush into part of its hunting ground. It is not the largest, but the most relentless that endures over time. The honey badger does not prevail through strength, but through determination and persistence. From its disadvantages, it gradually creates its own advantages. In the wild, Sometimes simply refusing to give up is enough to change the outcome. If you want to see more encounters like this, you can like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.